The Catholic Church is at a crossroads, and the election of the next pope will shape its future. 10 cardinals are being talked about as potential successors to Pope Francis, each with their unique experiences, ideologies, and approaches to the Church. Let's take a closer look at these cardinals and what they might bring to the papacy. Cardinal Jean-Marc Aveline is one of the potential candidates. He's known for his folksy and easygoing nature, which has earned him many friends within the Church. With a doctorate in theology and a degree in philosophy, Aveline has a deep understanding of the Church's teachings. He's also had a lot of experience working in Marseille, a port city that's been a crossroads of cultures and religions for centuries. This experience has likely given him a unique perspective on the Church's role in a diverse and globalized world. Aveline's approach to the papacy might be characterized by his ability to build bridges between different communities and foster dialogue. He's organized an international church conference on Mediterranean issues, which Pope Francis attended, showcasing his ability to bring people together. Aveline's background in theology and philosophy might also influence his approach to the papacy. He's written extensively on the Church's teachings and has a deep understanding of its doctrine. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value a deep understanding of the Church's teachings. However, his easygoing nature might also make him more approachable and relatable to the faithful. Another potential candidate is Cardinal Péter Erdő, who's seen as a compromise candidate between conservatives and progressives. Despite being a conservative in theology, Erdő has built bridges with Pope Francis's progressive world. He's an expert in church law and has been on a fast track in his career, serving as the Primate of Hungary and Archbishop of Esztergom, Budapest. Erdő's experience in church diplomacy and his ability to navigate complex theological issues might make him an attractive candidate to some cardinals. Erdő's tenure as Primate of Hungary has given him experience in navigating complex relationships between the Church and the state. He's worked closely with the Hungarian government to promote the Church's interests and has been a vocal advocate for Catholic education. This experience might serve him well in the papacy, particularly in navigating the Church's relationships with governments around the world. Cardinal Grech is another contender, hailing from Malta, the smallest country in the European Union. Grech was appointed by Pope Francis as Secretary General of the Synod of Bishops, a role that requires him to work closely with bishops from around the world. Initially viewed as a conservative, Grech has become a torchbearer of Francis' reforms, stressing the importance of consensus over confrontation. His experience in the Synod might give him a unique understanding of the Church's global dynamics and the needs of different communities. Grech's approach to the papacy might prioritize collaboration and consensus building. He's worked closely with bishops from around the world to promote the Church's teachings and has been a vocal advocate for synodality. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value a more collegiate approach to the papacy. Cardinal Juan José Omella is known for his humility and dedication to pastoral care. As the Archbishop of Barcelona, Omella has promoted social justice and embodied a compassionate and inclusive vision of Catholicism. He's dealt with the fallout from an independent commission that estimated over 200,000 minors may have been sexually abused by Spanish clergy, which has given him a deep understanding of the Church's challenges in addressing abuse. Omella's approach to the papacy might prioritize pastoral care and social justice, and he might be more willing to listen to the needs of local communities. Omella's experience in dealing with the aftermath of clergy abuse might also inform his approach to the papacy. He's been a vocal advocate for transparency and accountability within the Church and has worked to promote healing and reconciliation for victims of abuse. This experience might serve him well in addressing the Church's ongoing challenges in this area. Cardinal Pietro Parolin is another potential candidate who's seen as a compromise candidate between progressives and conservatives. As Pope Francis's Secretary of State since 2013, Parolin has been instrumental in shaping the Church's diplomatic efforts. He's an expert in church diplomacy and has served as the Vatican's ambassador in Venezuela. Parolin's experience in navigating complex international relationships might make him an attractive candidate to some cardinals, particularly those who value the Church's diplomatic efforts. Parolin's tenure as Secretary of State has given him a deep understanding of the Church's global dynamics and the needs of different communities. He's worked closely with governments and international organizations to promote the Church's interests and has been a vocal advocate for human rights and social justice. This experience might serve him well in the papacy, particularly in navigating the Church's relationships with governments and international organizations. Cardinal Luis Antonio Joaquim Tagle is often called the Asian Francis due to his commitment to social justice and his dedication to the poor and marginalized. With decades of pastoral experience and administrative experience as Archbishop of Manila, Tagle has a deep understanding of the Church's needs in Asia. He's also been a vocal advocate for the rights of the poor and vulnerable, and has worked tirelessly to promote the Church's social teachings. Tagle's approach to the papacy might prioritize the needs of the poor and marginalized, and he might be more willing to speak out on issues of social justice. He's been a strong critic of economic systems that prioritize profits over people and has advocated for a more equitable distribution of wealth. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value the Church's role in promoting social justice and advocating for the rights of the poor. However, Tagle's tenure as president of Caritas Internationalis was marked by accusations of bullying and humiliation of employees, which might raise questions about his leadership style. Some have criticized him for being authoritarian and dismissive of criticism, which might make him a less attractive candidate to some cardinals. Cardinal Joseph William Tobin is another contender, with a long history of working with the Redemptorists, a major Catholic religious order. Tobin has spent time in countries around the world and speaks multiple languages, which might give him a unique understanding of the Church's global dynamics. As Archbishop of Newark, Tobin dealt with one of the highest-profile Catholic scandals in recent years, which has given him experience in navigating complex crises. Tobin's approach to the papacy might prioritize compassion and mercy, and he might be more willing to listen to the needs of individuals and communities. He's been a vocal advocate for the Church's teachings on mercy and compassion, and has worked to promote a more welcoming and inclusive approach to pastoral care. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value the Church's role in promoting spiritual growth and development. Cardinal Peter Codwo Apia Turkson is from Ghana and has a long pastoral background. He's led several Vatican offices and has strong communication skills, which might make him an attractive candidate to some cardinals. Turkson has been involved in promoting social justice and human rights, and his election might bring a fresh perspective to the papacy. As the first pope from sub-Saharan Africa, Turkson might also bring a new level of diversity to the papacy. Turkson's experience in promoting social justice and human rights might inform his approach to the papacy. He's been a vocal advocate for the rights of the poor and vulnerable, and has worked to promote the Church's social teachings. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value the Church's role in promoting social justice and advocating for human rights. Finally, Cardinal Matteo Maria Zuppi is known as a street priest who focuses on migrants and the poor. With his engagement in diplomacy as papal envoy for the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Zuppi has shown his ability to navigate complex international relationships. He's closely associated with the community of Sant'Egidio, a global peace and justice Catholic group, which might give him a unique perspective on the Church's role in promoting peace and justice. Zuppi's approach to the papacy might prioritize the needs of the poor and vulnerable, and he might be more willing to speak out on issues of social justice. He's been a vocal advocate for the rights of migrants and refugees, and has worked to promote a more compassionate and inclusive approach to pastoral care. This might make him a strong candidate for those who value the Church's role in promoting social justice and advocating for the rights of the poor. Each of these cardinals brings a unique perspective and approach to the papacy, and the election of the next pope will depend on the values and priorities of the cardinals who will be voting in the conclave. Ultimately, the the next pope will face many challenges, from promoting social justice and advocating for human rights to navigating complex international relationships and addressing the Church's ongoing scandals. Whoever is elected will need to be a strong leader, able to inspire and guide the faithful, while also navigating the complex dynamics of the Church and the world.